So if you're looking for a traditional Japanese experience that you've probably seen in Spirited Away or Wano Kuni arc in One Piece, this is probably one of the coolest activities I've done. Let's get in there. So basically, we finally get to the big red room, and it felt like Uma Thurman was gonna come out and get me. So then the geisha come out and they ask you for your drinks. There's two of them. There's a younger geisha and then there's an older geisha, and they start talking to you. For me, they were talking to me in Japanese, not a big deal. I think I kind of missed out on half the experience because I was speaking in Japanese. It was really cool to see that they were speaking English to the other people using translation apps. So it's nice to know that even if they don't speak English, they do try to accommodate. They'll just kind of ask you about like your day, what are you doing here, how's your travels been, blah, 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 this and that. You can ask them questions and all that. So then after a while of drinking and talking to them, the main attraction begins. So they start doing their dances. And unfortunately, we couldn't take any videos of it, so I'll just have to show you some pictures. Very nice, elegant dance. Wow, this is so Japanese. I feel so cool, I feel so immersive. And then the second dance was by the older geisha, and she was doing the man's dance, and the movements were a little bit more like manly. It was something about getting a fish from the water or something like that. And then they do one together, and that one was the coolest one. It was super aesthetically pleasing. They were in sync. It was awesome. It was beautiful. And I felt like I was really experiencing Japan, despite it being in like not a tourist area, but in like modern Tokyo. So then after that, the food finally comes out, and I ordered the big course with 8 dishes, and it was quite good actually. The steak was fantastic. A lot of the dishes was really well balanced. And what I kind of like about Japanese cuisine, to just kind of get off a tangent here, is that there's always this fine art of finding balance and subtlety in flavors and knowing what to pair with what, this and that. And everything goes well with beer, obviously. It was nice and it wasn't overpowering. You know, they had unagi, which was nice. That's a nice delicacy. Food was fantastic. Straight up 5 out of 5, great food. And that's included in your price, right? Because you're paying for like big food, but you're also paying for the second half, which was the games. So the geishas start going up to the stage, and they have this fan, and they're like throwing this fan, and you're like, oh, show don't tell, wait, great job, great storytelling. And the idea was to try to use the fan to try and hit this little thing off this block. Of course, I wanted to try it first, gotta do it for the video. So I gave it a go and I failed miserably. It actually is harder than you think, because you can't just go like this. You have to like throw it in a certain way. So that was really, really difficult. So I lost, and guess what happens when you lose? You have to drink sake, which is great, and it's included. So it's not like you're burning money every time you lose. You're just getting free drinks. So it's quite nice. And the Korean mans who were playing, they just lost on purpose. Whenever they lost, they were just like, drinking, And then they play a second game, which is the traditional one you probably might have seen. It's like the cup, and you're tapping the cup, and you're tapping the table. And if you tap the table, you lose. Kind of hard to explain it, but these girls are pros at it, right? So you're not gonna win this thing, right? Like I went into it thinking, how long can I survive? And one of them is playing the shamisen while the other one's going, and they kind of increase the tempo as time goes on. But of course, they'll play it super slow for you at the beginning so that you aren't getting crunched. But of course, I did not win, so I lost and took another shot of sake. The funnier one was that the Korean guys tried to do it. They didn't even face the geisha, they just faced themselves. It was so fun watching them try to just like explain to each other in Korean while being explained to in Japanese, while also being mixed with English because they didn't know what language to bridge it through on a live stage. And they were playing it, and they would screw up a couple times. They'd actually let you do it again if you screwed up too hard. And they were playing and playing and playing, and then one of them eventually won, and it was great, and they were drinking. And I think that was the most fun part of it, just watching people genuinely enjoy this unique experience. And I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart. This one was actually quite a unique one, and I'd recommend it, honestly. For anybody who's like in Tokyo and you have like a spare night or a spare day and you got some money to spend, go and check it out. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for today. Thanks so much for watching. Here's the Japan trip everybody does, and we'll see you guys next time.